My name is Michael Oldziej. This is my Ignite presentation for 2 summers on game-based learning. Now, over the course of the year, I was able to really focus on a lot of things, but the one I wanted to focus on as technology is game-based learning, specifically role-playing games in the classroom as a method of pedagogical instruction. Now, why 2 summers? I'm a game designer, and when I saw that it was an aspect and what people have worked on in the past, it was very exciting to say, oh, I want to try this out and see what technology can do. Now, I was never really a digital guy, I was more of an analog kind of guy, but I found this place to be great. Now, why games? When I was a kid, I was bullied quite a bit, and I had a really rough childhood. And games have always been there. I made a friend group playing Dungeons and Dragons, and I did a thing called live action role playing games that really helped me not just socialize but also learn. And to me, when I was 15, back when I was a nerdy kid, um, I found a community of people who were able to play pretend, who were willing to do things, who were also, and through the games, I was able to learn real life knowledge and real life skills, especially through medieval work. Okay, it wasn't so long ago. This was a couple weeks ago. Yeah, this is a medieval hobby where people role play, but they also learn about historical reenactment, historical history, and that can definitely be applied to any kind of situation, especially in the classroom. Now, what I thought I knew a lot. I thought I knew that I could just run a game and it'll be great because I knew how to design a game. Turns out the instruction is a lot more difficult than that. And 2 summers course really helped me evolve this thought of like, I want to run a game into this. So I start with TPAC, which has been around for the past year, right? And it really sums up how you have to have the knowledge of the medium, you have to understand the content itself, and you have to have a good pedagogy. It's possibly the most important one to back it up. We also learned proper research methods to see if something was working or not working. Also, how to design programs using the ADDIE method or provide do analysis in that regard. But also make sure that we are seeing a result that works and is unbiased. Now, learning theories were, I think, the biggest takeaway I had from 2 summers is learning about these learning theories. You have a pinch of Vygotsky over here. Learning about the different theories of learning was able to make me find my own personal philosophy of education, which really revolved around one particular theory, and that was situated cognition. I use Leon Kennedy here because it's first in the job he has to kill zombies. This is authentic learning by doing, and role playing games kind of struck that with me, and I realized that there was a benefit there that could be used, and game based learning has that potential. We also learned how to use games correctly in the classroom, such as Bioshock to teach Ayn Rand's philosophy, which I'm not a huge fan of, or Bad News to teach about propaganda. I've used it in the classroom to great effect. I don't know why we went backwards. Now, also, there was creating games. We used Twine to create a game. I created a game based upon the meat of poetry, a Norse mythology story, and used it in my classroom. And the students took to it extremely well, especially the branching narratives. They were able to really grasp what was happening and use it as a supplemental tool. Even though they thought they weren't learning, they were able to answer questions about it afterwards, which was very cool. I had a goal. The goal is to teach using a game as the primary method of instruction, not a supplement, not a side thing, the primary method of instruction. And so I picked a high school mythology class, my senior level class, to do it. Couldn't have done without support, mostly Dr. Stephen Slota. Thank you for helping me out, especially talking about how to manage it, how to create proper rubrics, how to really make sure each day is aligned correctly, and that kind of allowed me to actually do it. So I created a game called Modern Gods. This is a game I created for commercial use for fun, but I also adapted it as a for school rules to have people play gods living in modern times. In this case, the kids were blessed and they were interacting with gods to see divine stories happen. Designing authentic instruction. Each day of the game, students would come in, grab their dice, play, and they would come in. They would be had there was pep in their step, and they would talk about it as if they were watching a movie, but they were learning, and I was able to demonstrate their learning through papers. Assessment and accessibility. The UDL, the Universal Design of Learning Principles. I was able to create rules that were easier to understand and proper assessment. Their final assessment was they had to run a game themselves on mythology, and it worked great. The results were fantastic. It really opened up a lot of eyes for me to see what it could do, and it was really beneficial for the kids who really felt like they had a whole character arc throughout the year, and they were able to learn these things. As benefits, there's definitely more here, and there's more I want to explore and more I want to research. But as a springboard, this has really helped me get started and really bring this passion to life. So that's been an incredible experience. So I got to say thank you to Dr. Slaughter and Dr. Young um, for everything that you guys have done, and with the game-based learning in general. I think there's a great potential for it, and it has shown great strides, and it's thanks to you guys. So, thank you.